So welcome everyone to your Vinyasa Yoga practice. Again, my name is Kayvon. For those of you that are new, those of you familiar, welcome back. Today's practice is going to be about watering the seeds of our garden. So by that I mean we're really going to take the time today to go through the body in a really intentional way to create space. I watered my garden today and I got to see that as I was pouring the water on these plants that really needed it, just a few hours later they just kind of perked up and became so full of life. And so I thought that that's a really beautiful metaphor for how I think about the practice and sort of the way that I feel refreshed afterwards. So I really invite you today to take the time to imagine that your breath is like the water and you're the plant, and you're trying to get as much breath as you can into the practice, into the body, and really in a way to cultivate space. So that being said, we're going to get started off lying on our backs. So go ahead and take a moment, let the knees fall together towards the middle, feet towards the outer edges of your mat, and just let the arms spread out nice and wide. And as you breathe, just imagine that breath expands even beyond the very edges of your physical body. See if you can let all of your attention be completely subsumed by the feeling of the breath. Feel how the inhales are expansive, opening, and feel how the exhales ground you into the space that's there. And with your next breath, just separate the knees apart. Take an inhale as you bend the elbows. And as you exhale, drop both knees up and over to the left. Just windshield wipering the thighs gently from side to side. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhaling, knees to the left. Inhaling back to the midline, keep the low belly soft, exhale over to the right. And feeling the breath just weave together with the movement. Inhale, center. And exhaling, knees to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale, knees over to the right. Last one. Inhale back to center. As you exhale, bring your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a nice hug. And then come into the happy baby pose on the balasana. Grab a hold of the outer edges of your feet and pull down and keep the backs of the shoulders firm into the floor. Spread your toes and lift through the inner ankles, inner edges of the feet. And take a big breath in and exhale it out, a little sigh. Good. And then just shift your body weight over to the right side of your spine so you start to feel the whole right column. Add a little more pressure there by pulling down firmly against the foot, lengthening the pubic bone forward. And then slowly draw back to the midline and then over to the second side. So just on the left side of the spine now, feeling and breathing into that. And slowly come back to the center. And draw your knees back in, give yourself a hug. And you can either rock all the way up to a cross-legged seat, or you can roll to your side and push yourself up. And as you come into a cross-legged seat, right shin will be in front of the left shin. Lift up through the pit of the abdomen, lift your sternum up, collarbones wide. Then exhale, fold forward, nice and easy. Softening down into the hips. I'm just taking a few slow, deep breaths here. Allowing the breath to come and go with ease. Again, we're watering the garden. So find all the places that need a little more fluidity today, that need a little bit more care and attention. Good. On your next inhale, slowly build your torso back upright. Bring your right hand back behind you, left hand to your right knee. Inhale to elongate, lifting through the crown of the head. Exhale, rotate, turn, and twist out through the spine. Each inhale, feel yourself growing a little bit, and each exhale, twist and release. Good. Inhale, come back to center, gazing forward. Exhale, release the twist. And we'll take the right arm out to the right, bend the right elbow towards the floor, and take left arm up and overhead. Feel that whole left seam of the body just gets a nice opening as you spread the shoulders and lean the head just back in space a little bit. Really nice. Come back to center and then switch legs. You take the left shin in front of the right. Adjust your seat so it feels balanced. Feet are flexed. Lift up through the spine nice and upright. And exhale, fold and hinge forward at the hip creases. Try to keep throughout the practice the same steady cadence of your breath, while at the same time softening the muscles in the face, relaxing around the jaw, the head, and the neck. I'm going to take one more breath here. And then walk yourself back upright. And take your right hand to the outside of your left thigh, left fingertips back behind you. Inhale, upright. Exhale, turn and rinse out. So feel like the inhales lift you up, and the exhales help you to turn and twist. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, unwind. Left arm comes out to the left. Bend the forearm towards the floor as the right arm reaches overhead. And as you breathe into this right side, see if you can keep the musculature of the face and the jaw untense. When you let go of any clenching in this area, lean the head a little back. And come all the way upright. And we'll cross the shins, come onto all fours in the tabletop position. And before you start to move through your spine, really feel the connection with your foundation, like they're roots, like the hands are roots spreading into the floor. Feel all the fingers apart. And then same thing with the tops of the feet and the shins. Really press down and feel that connection to the floor, to your foundation. As you inhale, scoop the chest forward and up, opening the front of the body. As you exhale, press the floor away and round, filling the back body, drawing your forehead towards the pubic bones. Inhaling, come into the cow pose. Exhaling, round into cat pose, Marjariasana. Inhaling, biceps spin forward and up. Exhaling, press the floor away. Keep the inner palms heavy as you dome the back. Good. A couple more times. Make it smooth and connected with the breath. Good. As you exhale, hollowing out through the low belly completely. Your next breath, come back to a flat back position. And then tuck the toes and begin to walk back your hands so that you're sitting on your toes tucked under. So get all 10 toes facing forward. Let the weight draw down through your sits bones. Interlace your palms and take the arms up. So as you feel this lift through the sides of the waist, feel the front ribs draw in. And take a moment to really get connected to both feet. Make sure you feel as though both feet are equally pressing down, getting the same amount of pressure. Last inhale here. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Now, lift your thighs up and back. We'll come into the downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And come back to the intention of using this practice to restore, regenerate. And as you press the hands into the ground, lift the sitting bones further up and back, letting the head fall heavy between the hands. On the in-breath, lift both heels up high. Exhale, bend the left knee, drive the right heel towards the earth, and try to breathe into that right calf for a breath or two. Breathe some life and space into the belly of that right calf as the hips lift up and back. Inhale, both heels high. And exhale, right knee bends as the left heel drives down. Keep the inner groins lengthening up and back as you press the earth away with the arms. Head drops heavy. Breathing one more steady cycle of breath into that left calf. And then lift both heels high and inhale. Exhale, drive both heels back and down. Step your right foot forward between the hands and lower your back knee down to the floor. Now you can make fists with your hands or you can come onto your fingertips, but you'll let the chin drop down in towards your sternum and look towards that left knee as you let the hips fall forward and down. To add a little more sensation to the pose, if you need it, pull that right heel back towards you and keep letting the head fall heavy, breathing into the front of that left hip. Feel like each breath is almost like an ocean wave just crashing over the seashore, smoothing out any rough edges in sensation. Slowly lift the head back in line with the spine. And bring your hands to your front thigh, lift the torso upright. Keep pulling both legs towards one another, low belly draws back. And then just 3 times you're going to shift your weight forward as you resist both legs pulling together and then drawing the torso back upright. Try to keep the torso upright, crown of the head lifted, and as you exhale, shift down and forward with the hips, getting a little further into the front of that left hip flexor now. Inhaling up and exhale lower. Good. Keep your hips this low. Inhale, take the arms wide and up. Reach long through the sides of the waist. Maybe even look up. Exhale, bring the hands back to the floor. Tuck the back toes under and step back into downward facing dog. Here in your downward facing dog, take a little bend into your knees and feel like the tops of your thighs press back even further so it lengthens out through the low back and hug the navel towards the spine. Inhale here in the dog. Exhale, left foot comes forward, back knee to the floor. Again, whatever setup you'd like with the hands, whatever feels effortless, and then drop the head down, chin in towards the chest. The hips drop forward and down, and again, if you need more sensation in the front of the left hip, pull the left heel back towards your body. Smooth inhale, mesh with a complete exhale. Notice what it feels like to really give yourself this time. Feel when the breath gets shallow or changes, and then try to stay with a nice balanced inhale and exhale. Begin to lift your head. Bring your hands to your front thigh and lift your torso. Now shift the hips a little further back as you lengthen the tailbone down. Legs are pulling together. Torso stays tall. On your exhale, you'll lower forward and down, a little bit deeper stretch in the front of the right hip. Inhale, come upright. Back shin keeps pressing down. Exhale, shift forward. Eyes stay soft to the horizon. One more. Inhaling upright. And exhale, lower. Stay this low. Release the arms down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Good. Big in-breath. Maybe look up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Back toes tuck under. And downward dog. On your inhale, shift forward into a plank pose. Strong arms. Chest reaches forward. Spread those palms and lift the thighs. Exhale, down dog. Good. Just twice more like that. Nice and controlled. Inhale, rock forward into the plank. Low belly engaged, heart reaches forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lifting up and back from the inner thighs. Inhale, plank pose, sides of the waist long, fingertips firmly pressing into the mat. Now exhale, knees to the floor, come all the way down. Bring your hands in line with your front ribs and stretch the legs back, lifting and toning the fronts of the thighs so the kneecaps are up. Inhale, come into the cobra. Arms draw back, chest lifts tall. As you're here, feel the back body muscles engage, become firm. And then so much so that you could just lift the hands and stretch them back, palms face down. Keep lifting up through the backs of the arms, looking down at the floor. And now just lift your right foot an inch or two off the ground. Try not to change anything in the pelvis. And then bring right foot back to the floor. Keep the pelvis quiet, lift the left leg. Place it back down, take an inhale here. And exhale, hands back to the floor. Press back into downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Big inhale, full exhale. And then walk your feet forward as you come towards a forward fold at the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your shins, inhale, stretch your heart forward, get long. Exhale, fold back into your legs, navel to back body. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then bend the knees slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Roll yourself up. Try to set each particle on top of the other as you come to stand. And take a moment and feel your body. Just notice what started to change or shift. Is there more freedom in the garden of the body? More space for growth? New possibilities? Inhale, stick the arms up, reach to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale as you fold forward back into your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, strong legs, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward, releasing the head and neck completely. Inhale, rise, press into the feet to grow taller. Exhale, arms rest at your sides. Good. Let's take both arms stretched out wide, so you're trying to push two walls away from you and spread your fingers open. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the right elbow on top of the left elbow. Garudasana arms. Press the forearms together firmly as the shoulder blades draw down the back. On the inhale, find a little back bend, keeping the front ribs knit tightly in. As you exhale, tuck your chin in, round your spine, and slowly come all the way forward. You can take a nice, generous bend into the knees as you let the head drop, breathing into the back of your heart. Create space there. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. Left hand out in front of you, either to a block or you can come up onto your fingertips. Right leg will straighten, left knee bends. Inhale, take the right arm up. So feel that right shoulder lift off the torso. Maybe even look up. Collarbones wide, feet imprinted into the floor. Last breath. Excellent work. Exhale, fold forward back into the center. Inhale, strong flat back, we rise, reach up. Exhale, surrender the arms to your sides, standing taller. Inhale, take the arms wide, again, spread the fingers like you're pushing away two walls. Exhale, left elbow over the right, palms pressed together as you spread the fingers, and then draw the shoulders onto the back. Use that feeling of the rib cage containing as the sternum lifts, finding a subtle back bend here. On your exhale, tuck the chin, start to round forward. And you breathe into that nice open region in the back of the heart now. Let the head drop completely. And release the hands to the floor. This time, right fingertips out in front of you, right knee bends, left leg straightens. And reach that left arm up to the sky as you turn and twist open. Feel as though the shoulders reach apart, crown of the head lengthens, maybe even look up. Inhaling here. Exhale, fold back into the legs. Nice and steady now. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, lower the back knee to the floor. Inhale, arms circle up, Smooth breath. Exhaling, hands come to the mat. Step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale in the dog pose. Exhale, come forward into a plank. Inhale, plank. Strong arms. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. This time, bend the knee, roll the hips open. Keep the left outer hip hugging back. Inhale, stay long. Exhale, knee to nose, step the right foot forward. Back knee to the floor, inhale, arms up. Exhaling, hands down, step forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, rise, reaching to the sky. Exhale, Samastiti, standing tall. And just pause to take 2 breaths and feel everything. Feel the energy moving. Feel the subtle shifts and changes in heart rate, temperature, breath. Feel it all moving back towards homeostasis. On the inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the left foot back, knee to the floor. Inhale, take the arms up. Outer hips hug together. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back into down dog. From down dog, inhale, come forward into your plank pose. Strong arms, spread those palms. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg will reach up and back. Bend the knee and roll the hips open. Keep pushing down with the arms as the right outer hip hugs back. Exhale, left foot forward. Back knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, folding Uttanasana. Inhale, we rise, reaching tall. Exhale, surrender the arms. Again, 2 breaths, slow and controlled. Notice what it feels like to make space in the body for a new experience. Take a little bend into your knees, sit your hips back, and we'll take the left ankle over top of the right. Keep grounding down to the right heel, hips reach back, and keeping this left ankle flexed, pushing down, the right outer hip has to hug in. You can stay here for another breath or 2, just finding your center, or maybe bring the hands towards the floor, folding deeper into the legs. Option for those of you that want to go into the arm balance of Ekapada Galavasana. The left toes will wrap around the right tricep. That left knee tucks deeply in towards the left armpit. And then as you gaze forward, press into the palms. Lift from the right inner thigh, reaching your heart forward. Steady breath here. And then when you're ready to come out of the pose, nice and controlled, press out. Release the left foot and then resist the urge to fidget. Notice anything that appears in your mind. Notice if it feels like things are moving fast or slow. Just letting all the different shifts in energy become apparent. Very good. We're going to take a little bit into the knees once more. Right ankle comes on top of the left thigh. And as you flex that foot, push the outer shin down as the left hip hugs back. The heart lengthens forward as the hip creases deepen back in space. Breath is smooth, eyes and face are soft. And taking time, giving everything the body needs, working into the outer hips, but finding a sense of balance. Maybe you bring the hands to the floor. If you want to move into the arm balance, go with control. Right toes curl around the left tricep. Right hand, with both hands down. And then lift up from the inseam of the left leg as the heart reaches forward. Coming out with control. Right foot back to the floor, standing tall. And again, just feel the body recalibrating, adjusting to being on both feet. So we'll take a nice bend into the knees, come back into a chair pose. Hips sink back, arms lift up. Exhale, fold forward, hands down, head drops towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step or hop back through your vinyasa. Inhaling into up dog or cobra. Exhaling back into the downward facing dog. Take a full inhale. Exhale it all out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, step it forward. Back heel stays lifted. Inhale, arms reach up, crescent lunge. As you exhale, hands down, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up and back, slow and controlled. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. Ground into the feet. Exhale, hands back to the floor. Step back into down dog. Take 2 steady cycles of breath, or maybe go through a vinyasa. And on your next inhale, right leg will float up and back. As you exhale, knee to nose, right foot forward. Now this time seal the back foot in and down, and right hand either to a block or to the floor, scooping your right sitting bone under as you take left arm up and overhead. Good, breathing here fully. On the exhale, low belly hugs back, tailbone draws to the left heel. Reaching long through that left side, inhale. And exhale, left hand comes down, left heel spins to the sky, and take the right arm up for a simple twist. Pressing into the ball of the back foot, reach back through the heel, drop the right sit bone towards the floor, and lift the left hamstring up. Inhale into the twist. Exhale, hands down, step back into plank, lower all the way to the floor. From here, slide the forearms forward, come into Sphinx pose. In Sphinx, drag the forearms back, scoop the chest forward and up, and reach back through the legs. See if you can bring the head with a slight tuck of the chin in, draw the base of the skull back. Last inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Hands come in line with the chest, press through the plank, into downward facing dog. Inhale, dog pose, lift the left leg up and back with control. Exhale, left foot forward. Back foot seals to the floor. Left hand is down now, either to a block or floor, as the left sitting bone scoops under, right arm reaches overhead. Uttita Parsva Konasana. Keep the tail reaching towards the back heel as that left sitting bone scoops under. Big inhale, reach. Exhale, right hand down, right heel lifts up, and then bring your left arm to the sky for a twist. Slow inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist and rotate. Exhale, hands to the floor, plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, all the way down. Good. From here, you're going to take your right arm out to the right. So I like to take a block and place it underneath the right side of my head. Bring the right arm out to the right with the elbow bent. And then begin to roll onto your right outer hip and push into the floor with that left hand. It's going to feel a stretch in the front of the right shoulder, a pectoral muscle. And as you push into your right hand, see if you can scoop that shoulder blade further down the back. You can bend the knees if there's any tension in the low back. Opening up, letting that water seep through, letting that breath seep through the garden of the body. Feel as though your lungs extended all the way into your fingertips. And one more fully conscious breath here. Adding pressure into the palm. You'll slowly start to unwind. Come back to the center. And then we'll take the block a little bit over to the left, supporting the left side of the head. Left arm reaches a little further away as you roll onto your left outer hip. As you add pressure into the palm, the aim here is to stretch the muscles here. So if there's any sharp pain, ease out of it and try re-entering in a different way. But as you press into your palm, you're going to keep that left shoulder moving down the back as you continue to roll open. Breathing here for about 5 more steady breaths as you feel everything in that left shoulder. Very good. And slowly roll back to the center. Bring the head back to neutral. Bring your hands in line with your chest. Then press back into downward facing dog. Take a full breath in your dog pose. From dog pose, lower the knees down to the floor. And you can have a seat on your block or maybe just sit onto your heels if that's comfortable. And you'll take your strap and you grab a hold of your strap a little wider than your shoulders. So bringing the hands slightly wider than the shoulders, keep the wrist angles even, and just start to pull the strap apart. Feel as though you could rip the strap evenly by pulling evenly with the right and the left arm, like you could rip it right at the center. And keep the front ribs in, keep the head lifted tall. Good. And then relax, just feel the energy of the arms. So we'll take a little wider grip here with the strap. And a really important distinction here, keep the elbow straight and don't let the wrist angle change as you go through this motion. So the rib cage hugs in and the arms start to move overhead. And if this is easy to do with straight arms without letting the head jut forward, keep your torso tall, you can always make the rope a little bit tighter or the strap a little bit tighter. But go slow, like you're flossing through, watering these shoulder joints, giving them the ability to be more fluid, more mobile. And just notice if one of those arms is leading. Notice if one's going a little faster than the other. Try to keep everything in that same continuous motion. About 2 more. Really nice. Okay, so release the strap off to the side. And then now that you're seated onto your block here, just bring your fists onto the arches of your feet and add some pressure side to side. So this is a really nice way to care for yourself a little bit, to take some self-care time that we often need this practice for. So really dig the knuckles down into the arches, finding any of those tender spots, adding a little more pressure, different parts of the hand if that feels better. just find one or those good spots on each foot. Add some pressure and hold for a breath or two. Well done. From here, remove the block, plant your palms, and come back into downward facing dog. From the dog pose, we'll take the right shin forward now into pigeon pose. So before we kind of sink and collapse down into the hips, I want you to either come up onto your fists or hands can come to blocks. And tuck your back toes under. Press your right shin, so your right outer shin, push it down into the floor as you start to straighten the back thigh. Maintain that back thigh lifting as the left heel reaches back. And then you have the option to come higher up onto the fingertips, or again, maybe using those blocks, lifting the torso. Let the tailbone reach down towards the floor. Take one more breath. Really good. And then release back, knee to the floor. Bring your forearms down or come down any amount that feels comfortable for you. If this posture creates any pain or pressure in your knee, you're welcome to come onto your back and take a reclined figure four pose. You can let your head drop down towards the earth. And again, can you breathe in a way that is intended to nourish all the cells and tissues of the body? And in particular here, this right outer hip. Can you breathe some more life, some more space into that right outer hip pocket? Take two more of your deepest, fullest breaths all day. Relaxing the face, the muscles in the mouth, the jaw. And before you come out of the pose, just come up to your forearms if you're down further than that. Bring your left forearm across your body so it's pretty much parallel to that right shin. And you can either hold the right hand out to the side here onto your fingertips as you turn, or those of you that would like, you can wrap this right arm around, finding the right ankle, the right heel, if you will. Reach back through the left foot and turn and twist through the spine. Option to just look down to the floor if that feels better on your neck. One more breath here. Press that right outer shin into the floor. Okay, release. Hands come to the floor. You'll shift weight over to your right sitting bone and bring that right knee so it's right in the middle of your mat. The left leg is going to sweep around and bring that ankle to the outside of that right thigh. So you can sit up to a blanket here if you feel like you're lopsided off to one side, or you need to take a block and sit up. So sit up onto something so that both sitting bones are equally grounded down. Then the left fingertips will come behind you. Right forearm hooks the outer left thigh as you turn and twist the spine. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Half Lord of the Fishes pose. Keep the collarbones spread. Keep the crown of the head elevated. And on your exhalations, turn and rinse out. Before you come out of the pose, just bring your gaze back towards the right shoulder, that front shoulder, creating a little stretch in the left side of the neck. You can even tuck the chin down. Very nice. Unwind the twist. Cross your legs and make your way back into downward facing dog. Feel in your dog pose, the palms spreading, the sitting bones lifted up and back, and the sides of the waist growing even longer. Inhale, bring the heels up high. Exhale, heels up and over to the right. Stretch out through the left side waist. Inhale back to center, heels stay up. Exhale over to the left, Keep pushing with both arms. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, heels drive down. And bring your left shin forward for a pigeon prep. So again, this pigeon's slightly different. We'll start in a more upright position. Back toes are tucked. Left outer shin pushing down. And then straighten that back thigh. Lifting and toning the front of the thigh as you press the heel back. Tailbone scoops towards the floor as the torso lifts. Maybe come up higher onto the fingertips so you can move the shoulders onto the back. See how tall you can get through the head. Take one more breath. Exhale, lower back knee down. And bring the torso forward, up and over that left thigh. So keep this left ankle nice and active. Your head can drop down onto the hands. Or you can let your head even come all the way to the earth. Wherever you are, just feel your breath circulating in a balanced way through every crevice of your physical body. And as you explore and uncover new territory, new little pockets of space, and you still continue to maintain a balanced and full breath. Good. Now before you come out of the pose, just come up to the forearms. That right forearm will come to be parallel with the front shin. Left fingertips to the outside as you turn, or that left arm can reach all the way back and around as you find your right heel. Root down through the top of the back foot, lengthen and twist. Okay, release. Bring your hands back down. And then you'll take that left knee towards the center of your mat, and you'll take the right leg around so that the right ankle is right to the outside of the left knee. Find both of the sitting bones equally rooted into the floor, and bring that left arm around to the outside of your right thigh. I sometimes use the right thumb here to pull this right hip down and anchor the sitting bone, especially if you're not sitting up onto something. It helps. Inhale to lengthen, exhales to twist. Keep the inhales for elevating the spine, keep the exhalations for rotating. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, drop your chin down and towards your chest, just looking down, releasing that right side of the neck. And unwind your twist. As the legs cross underneath you, plant your palms and make your way into a downward facing dog. You feel the soles of the feet spreading. Again, hips lifting up and back. Feel like your hip rims are being pulled away from your wrist creases as the head drops heavy towards the earth. Okay, drop the knees to the floor. This time we're going to take the right knee on top of the left knee. So we're getting into a lot of deep-seated tension in the hips. Additionally here, with the right knee on top of the left knee, making sure those sits bones are anchored into the floor. You can grab your strap if you need to, but that left arm is going to come up, wrapping the left outer arm forward with the elbow bent, and then the right arm is going to reach back and grab a hold of the strap as the two hands work towards one another to meet. So keep working this shape in the upper body before we try to fold forward. Outer arm on the left side wrapping forward as the right shoulder head reaches back, left elbow presses forward. Take 2 more breaths. done, release the arms and then fold forward here in the hips. Really allow the torso to drop heavily towards the earth. You can always bring a block to rest your head down. And feel as though you're breathing somewhere down in your pelvis. You can't physically breathe there, but imagine you were to send the breath there in an effort to expand that space. And what can you let go of on the exhalations? Especially notice if there's any remaining tension near the face or the mouth. Try to let that all dissipate. No need to effort there. Very good. And start to use your hands to lift the torso back upright. And we'll take the right leg and release it off to the side. So we'll come into this setup with the left heel towards the sitting bones, right leg out on the diagonal. Bring your hands towards the left knee and turn everything from the low belly. Turn it towards that left knee. Keep the right heel pressing and reaching away from you, and then reach the right arm down the inseam of the right leg. Right leg is really active here. Kneecap is firmed. Right forearm can come to the floor. Left hand to that left inner thigh as you press it away. And we'll move towards a twist. So you can take that left arm up and overhead. Option here to bring that hand to the back of your head, grabbing that, especially that left occipital ridge. And lean your head back into the hand as that left elbow tip expands through the left side. So that's one option. Then you stay here for a few breaths. Then we start to reach that right hand down towards the inner right foot. And reaching the left arm all the way overhead. Take one more steady breath. Good. Come out of the pose with control. And just pause. Take a breath or two and feel the echoing of sensation through the left side body or anywhere else that you notice it. Let's come into a brief downward facing dog. So just cross the shins, plant your hands. Downward facing dog, strong legs, and feel where there's more space. Feel that the shape can perhaps spread out even further than it could before. Go ahead and lower knees to the floor. This time the left knee will be atop the right knee. So left knee over right knee. Again, locate your strap if you used it on the first side. You'll take the right arm and wrap from the outer upper arm. And that left arm will reach back, the thumb facing up as you walk the hand up the strap. Again, try not to just force yourself into any position here. Try to keep a sense that the right and the left arm, the right and the left sitting bone are inputting an equal amount of effort here. It might feel like different effort or different movement, but feel that those are coming into balance as you spread the breath, creating more space, bringing more oxygen, more life into the body. Take one last breath here. Excellent. Release the arms and fold forward. as you fold, try not to just let the spine sort of round forward. That's not wrong, but feel that there's a lift through the front of the spine to take you out even further as an extension. And can you watch the breath very carefully, noticing its effect? And if the mind gets drawn away from the breath, do your best to just simply bring the attention back. Direct your focus towards the feeling of the breath in the body. Smooth out any remaining inconsistencies in your breath. And your last exhale, just sigh the breath out of the mouth. Lift your torso back upright. Take the left arm, or take the left leg, and take it out to the side. Right heel is in towards the right sitting bone. Bring the hands towards the right knee and turn from the low belly towards the right inner knee. And that left hand will slide down the inner left leg. This whole thigh is firm, front and back. Bring the right hand down to that right leg. And left arm reaching down the inner left leg. So again, you have a few options here. Option one is to just take that right arm reaching straight up overhead. Option two, you can cradle the skull and lean your head back as that elbow opens up the whole right side of the waist, side of the ribs, intercostal muscles. Or you can always take the arm overhead, reaching the left hand to that left inner foot. Bring the right hand towards the foot as well and turning under that right arm. Last three. Breathing here for two. And one. Come all the way up. Just pause for a moment and feel everything. Just appearing as a scattered cloud of sensations, rather than feeling just the shape of your body. So we're going to come forward onto all fours in the tabletop. And we'll take another twist here. So we'll take the right arm, thread it underneath the left, bring the right ear towards the floor. And that left arm can reach overhead as you turn and rinse out the spine. Although this time you can make it a little more of a rounded twist by reaching that left hand further towards your left shin, letting the right side round open. Good. Bring your left hand back near your head. Press back to all fours. And then we'll take the second side. So the left arm threads behind the right, left ear or left side of the head to the floor. The right arm reaches up. You can start in this twist. And as you feel ready or you want to try it, you reach this left hand further down towards the right ankle. So that that whole left side rounds a bit deeper. Very good. Release, bring that right hand back in line with your head, planting your palms, and we'll come on to our backs here. So, any final movements you need before your Shavasana, you're welcome to take. If you'd like to Wiggle the legs a bit. Move the head from side to side. Relax any remaining tension on the face or the mouth. Just release all effort here. And let your attention, let your mind be wide open. No longer constrained. Rather, just see and notice clearly whatever appears in the sky of the mind. This landscape of the body. Garden of possibilities. So if you feel like you've just started to land in your Shavasana, I invite you to stay as long as you'd like. If you would like to conclude your practice with some alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, and just start to slowly take a little deeper breath in and out. Feel movement come back to your hands and your feet. Roll through the ankles, the wrists. One at a time, your knees will draw in towards your chest. You'll roll to your side and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Especially in breathing practice, it's nice to sit up onto something if you're here. If you're not taking time for a pranayama, just stay in your Shavasana and enjoy the remainder of the practice. Otherwise, as you find your seat, you'll bring your non-dominant hand next to your hip, just grounding down. And with your dominant hand, you'll take your pointer finger and your middle finger right to the brim of your thumb. And you'll bring your pinky and your ring finger together. And you'll use your thumb and your pinky and ring finger to open and close the nostrils. So we'll start by just placing them gently at the very top rim of the nose. Breathing in without changing anything. Breathing out fully. Keeping the spine tall, you're going to seal the left nostril. Use that right thumb to open the right nostril and breathe in. Then seal the right nostril, open the left nostril, breathe out. Inhale through the left nostril. Seal left nostril, open the right, exhale the breath out. Breathing in through the right, exhale. Inhale through the left. Seal left, open right, exhale. One more time, inhaling right. Seal right, open left, exhale. Inhale left. Seal left, exhale right. And release the arm. Just take 2 to 3 slow, balanced breaths through both nostrils. Resting your hands at your heart center, taking a moment of gratitude for yourself for taking the time, this important time, to nourish your body, to create space and ease within the mind, and to generate a sense of inner exploration, inner awareness. Namaste.